I didn't cater to my nephew's pickiness. My sister dumped her 7-year-old kid Noah on me for the weekend because she had some work conference. I barely know this kid since she moved 3 states away 2 years ago, but she guilted me into watching him by saying how much he missed his uncle. The first red flag should have been when she handed me a typed list of foods he would and wouldn't eat. The list was 2 pages long. No vegetables except carrots, but only if they're cut into perfect circles. No sauce touching anything else on the plate. Chicken nuggets had to be a specific brand from the freezer section. No crust on sandwiches, and the peanut butter couldn't touch the jelly. I'm reading this thing thinking she's joking, but her face was dead serious. She said Noah gets really upset when his food isn't right, and he might not eat anything at all if I don't follow the rules exactly. Then she kissed his forehead and left before I could ask any questions. The first meal was lunch. I made him a ham sandwich, normal bread, normal everything. He took one look at it and started crying, not just whimpering, full-blown sobbing like I'd hurt him. He kept saying it was wrong and he couldn't eat it. I tried explaining that food is food, but he just pushed the plate away and said he wanted to call his mom. For dinner, I decided to make spaghetti. Simple, right? Wrong. He had a complete meltdown because the sauce was mixed in instead of on the side. He screamed that it was ruined and threw himself on the kitchen floor like a toddler. I told him this was what we were eating, and if he didn't want it, he could go hungry. My sister called that night to check in. Noah ran to the phone crying about how mean I was being and how I wouldn't make his food right. She got on the phone and started yelling at me about how I was supposed to follow the list. I told her the list was insane and her kid needed to learn to eat normal food like every other person on the planet. The next morning, I made scrambled eggs and toast. Basic breakfast food. Noah sat at the table and just stared at it for 20 minutes without taking a bite. He kept asking if I had the special cereal his mom buys, the one that costs $12 a box. I said nope, eggs or nothing. He didn't eat anything until almost noon when he finally got hungry enough to try the eggs. Surprise, he ate them. Then he asked for more. I made him another helping and he cleaned the whole plate. For lunch, I made grilled cheese. No special techniques, just bread, butter, and cheese. He complained for about 5 minutes, then ate 2 whole sandwiches. At dinner, I served baked chicken with rice and green beans. He picked around the green beans but ate everything else without a single tear. By Sunday morning, he was eating pancakes I made from scratch, asking for seconds, and even tried a piece of bacon. When my sister came to pick him up, Noah was sitting at my kitchen table finishing a bowl of regular cereal with milk, not crying, not throwing a fit, just eating like a normal kid. My sister saw him and her face went white. She asked what cereal that was, and I told her it was just the generic brand I had in my cabinet. She looked at me like I'd performed a miracle. Then Noah looked up and said the food at Uncle's house was actually pretty good, even though it was different from home. She tried to lecture me about his special needs and how I could have traumatized him, but honestly, the kid seemed fine. Better than fine, actually. He was talking more, seemed less anxious, and wasn't having a panic attack every time he saw food. 3 weeks later, she called and asked for my pancake recipe. Apparently, Noah had been asking for the pancakes his uncle made and wouldn't eat the frozen ones she usually gave him anymore. She sounded annoyed, but also kind of relieved. Turns out, when you stop enabling picky eating, kids figure out how to eat real food pretty quick.